You're watching Plants and Politics with Gina Bonanno-Lemos. If you're ready to hear the truth about both sides of the aisle, what's really going on in America, and how big money interests prevent change to keep you sick, broke, and desperate, then play on. Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. This is Gina. So, as I'm sure most of you know by now, Donald Trump had the most insane Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, Spinal Tap kind of interview, best in show kind of interview with Jonathan Swan. It was a train wreck of epic proportions. So it would be comical if it wasn't so frightening. But what is comical and what I found so hysterical was an article that I came across where Piers Morgan was responding and reacting to that interview with Jonathan Swan. So I have to wonder. So for those of you who don't know, first of all, Piers Morgan, so he is, he's one of the hosts of Good Morning Britain. He's been on the news. He's been, an anchor and in the media for quite some time. I am not a fan. He's quite often defended Donald Trump. So that tells you what he's about. So, but his reaction to this, I just thought, did he just awake from a coma? I mean, where has this man been? So for those of you who have not seen this, which I'm sure many people haven't, I'm going to read you some quotes from what Piers Morgan had to say. So he said, he's now reduced to lying, obfuscating, deflecting, and anything else he can think of to avoid being held accountable for what has happened on his watch. What? He's now reduced to this? Now, just now. This is the guy who said, no, I take no responsibility. This is the guy who said it was just going to vanish. It was just poof, it was going to disappear as soon as it got hot, and that we would be down to 0 cases. Are you kidding me? What world does Piers Morgan live in? Oh my God. So then he went on to say, quote, last night, Americans saw their president deny the incontrovertible. No, Piers, we've seen that. Apparently you haven't, but we've seen that now for many years. We're not shocked. We're not happy about it, but we've seen him deny the incontrovertible. So then he said, they saw him pretend he's got coronavirus under control when he's completely lost control. And they saw him challenged relentlessly on all this bullshit by a top-class journalist determined to not to let him off the hook. Okay, yes, on that we agree. Yeah, that was the first time that we saw a journalist other than maybe Chris Wallace do a decent job of calling him on his shit. And I'll be fair, okay? Most of the time, they're pressers, right? And so you only get a few seconds to call out a question, and you don't get a chance to offer a follow-up or call him out on his BS. So I get it. We can't hold all of them accountable, but there have been many that have done sit-down interviews with him, especially on Fox News, and they just let him spew lie after lie, no fact check. I mean, but that's their thing, right? But people on the right, or I mean on the left, people, the media on the left, yeah, they've done an abysmal job. And the people who are so furious at him now and claim to be so anti-Trump, they let him get away with all kinds of crap. I mean, in the very beginning, when he ran his campaign, you had Morning Joe and Mika falling all over themselves, normalizing him. So let's look at some of his other comments. So he went on to say, some people on social media even assumed it must be a comedy sketch, given how preposterous it appeared and the fact it was appearing on a network famed for shows like Veep and Succession. This, sadly, was very real. I didn't laugh. Instead, I cringed, I despaired, and then I felt angry. Wow, well, welcome to the rest of the world, Piers. Welcome to reality. Welcome to our nightmare that we've been living through for, 5 years, if you include the time he was running. Where has this man been? Oh my God. Okay, so he said, take a breath. So he said, America is being overrun by coronavirus because its narcissistic president has put his personal ego before doing his job, from spewing his dangerous cure theories to trashing his top medical expert if they dare to speak the truth, and boasting inanely about his COVID news conference TV ratings. It's like he's been under a rock. It's like he's been on another planet. Yeah, that's what Trump does. That's what he has done. That's what he's done his entire life. His ego comes before everything. This is what Trump voters didn't get when they voted for him. Yeah, he spewed all this populist bullshit about how he was going to drain the swamp and do all these great things and get rid of all the corruption. The guy doesn't want to work. He's a big picture guy. I had a business partner like that. They don't do work. They don't do the nitty-gritty stuff. They have the big picture, the big ideas. They tell you what you want to hear. They're salesmen. When it comes to actually fixing stuff, when it comes to actually doing the day-to-day that's going to make those big pictures appear, they're not interested. He's never worked a hard day in his entire life. He was born with a freaking silver, gold spoon, platinum spoon in his mouth. The guy doesn't want to work. He's not bright. He's not a hard worker. How did you think this was going to end well or in any other way? I remember a meme from when he was running for office and shortly after he became president. And it said, Trump voters lost 2. They just don't know it yet. Yeah, this is exactly what that meant. Everyone kept saying, God forbid we have a serious crisis. Here we are. So, yeah, he goes on to say, Trump's made the crisis all about him, not the American people. Piers. How was your slumber? He must be the most rested man in the world because apparently he's been asleep for the last 5 years. So that's where we're at, guys. Yeah, there's some people who just apparently have awakened like, Sleeping Beauty. Apparently a prince came along and gave Piers Morgan a big wet one because I don't know. Anyway, I just thought it was hilarious. I thought it would be a funny Friday video. So, as always, like, share, subscribe. Have a great weekend, guys. Take care. Stay safe out there, because our government sure as hell isn't going to do anything to help you otherwise. Thanks for watching Plants and Politics. The only way to take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks again.